Welcome back, humans. My name is Jaime, and this might be news. A lot of things been happening lately, and some positive things, actually, for once. For once, we could talk about a little bit of positive things. For once, how long will it last? Hopefully, longer than a week. That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully, longer than a week. You know? That's what I'm hoping. But our president has done it again. He's done it again. He made another deal that could broker a way to another peace deal and end another war. And a lot of people are happy about it, and some people are pissed about it. I don't. It's really confusing. It's confusing to me. People were out there protesting like all the time for this stuff to end. Like they wanted all these things to end. They wanted Palestine free. They wanted these things to end, and like it happened. And then now they're all still pissed. And like, how did they celebrate the people that don't like them? They decided to do like another like no kings protest. I feel like they could be protesting like so many different things right now that there's like a lot of wars, over and things like that. I think this is number 8 or something like that are on the ways to ending. Some of them are possibly already done. I don't know. And I think they're on their way to trying to work this Russia-Ukraine thing. And so there can be other things that can be protested, in my opinion. Like, remember when like back in the day when people were super, super protective about endangered species. And like right now they don't care because we got to protest the president. Like they don't want to protest nothing else anymore except him. Like why don't they go back to saving the whales? Like we could save whales again. Like the whales were already getting pissed because they're really intelligent. People have said like the dolphins and whales are super intelligent species and that they were catching wind of all these people like protesting weird things like stuffed animals and like other things like that and like other things that just really didn't matter. And so the whales got so pissed they started like beaching themselves like as a message. And people were like, oh, this means storms are coming. They're like, no, you're supposed to be saving us. That's what they're saying. You got to go back to saving like the whales.
Save all the whales. What? Shoot the seals.
Or like, what about like Bengal tigers? We could like increase their species right now. Instead, like we made like a documentary on Netflix on how these guys kill them and mistreat them. But like nobody wanted to like save the tigers. They just wanted to like protest the president. Like the tigers could be like on the rise right now. And more than just zoos. But no, we got to go after the president right now. I don't know why. I don't see it. Like if he's doing good things, we should go back to trying to save some animals. What about rhinos? Like I'm sure people are still cutting off their horns and shit. But nobody wants to give a care about rhinos because we got to hate the president. It's interesting. Like, it's like, and they call it like no kings. Like this dude, if he was a king, you probably wouldn't be allowed to protest him or anything. You wouldn't be out there protesting the stuffed animals and shit. Like you wouldn't be allowed to do it. It's really wild. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going down. I find it strange that the Democrats still feel like they lost because of like a podcast appearance. Like I watch some of these shows and things like that to like get material or look for things to talk about or even just for my own entertainment. And they still look at it like they're looking for their next Rogan. But it turns out people just wanted, safer streets, safer borders, a better economy, the Epstein files. I mean, we didn't get those yet, but who knows? Let's see what's going down. I mean, he's been knocking out a bunch of things on the list. I mean, just let's see what's going on. We'll see. But I find it funny that they were going off this thing where they felt like it was because of the social media appearances, other than what people were talking about, other than listening to the people and their needs. I felt like they were worried more about social media posts and things like that, which I felt like they dropped the ball. And I feel like they're still dropping the ball on some aspects, not all of them. There's some people coming out, starting to learn a little bit, and they're trying to change the ways a little bit, still sticking to their side and their policies in a way, but they're trying to like modernize them and maybe tweak them a little bit, and we'll see what happens. This can be interesting. But what if, our president, has been doing all these big moves and things like that, and it's been pissing off some people on one side and really exciting everybody that supports him. It's been fun, like all the things like he's, sometimes be throwing out these things that are a little bit trollish, and it's awesome. It's funny because he's also our president. And what if he's saving some of those big doozies that everybody wants, like for when it's time for like election time? Like, what if election time, when 2028 comes for the next candidate, and like Newsom or all these people like that are coming out to go against like JD Vance or like whoever the next Republican candidate's going to be, and that's when they start dropping names, like to just like eliminate, the competition. That'd be like almost like assassinating your opponent in a way, because they'll never be able to work again if they're on that list. Even if our own president's on that list, I mean, it's going to be messed up. Like it is, I don't want him to be here or whatever because he's doing good things for us. But I mean, whoever it is, I mean, I want everybody to be in trouble for this. Like, but if he's not and he's going to use it as a weapon, it's going to be insane around election time. This is going to be insane. Like right now they're doing like mayor stuff over here in Michigan, and Whitmer's getting a hot seat for the governor. People are going to want her out because she just seems to be. It's coming out she's just stealing all the money, and people just don't care. People just don't even. People just are like. It's weird when you see like the stuff she's doing, and then people are in the comments like she's such a strong lady. It's just wild. But what if more and more of this dirt and corruption comes out during this big time election? And, that's when people start freaking out and hearing about some crazy drama. Man, oh man, because last election time, it was so annoying how they just infiltrated and corrupted our media, like, to the fullest. It was like radio commercials. It was like every TV commercial. I mean, there was just you did not have a break. You did not have a break. And then when they started going on social media, podcasts, no. Then, everybody got really scared. Like, oh my God, they're everywhere. They were everywhere. So now, hopefully they do these same rounds, but with, super big dirt. And hopefully this dirt is from those files. Hopefully this dirt is from those files, in my opinion. It would be some awesome stuff. Also, this might be some news. Over in Europe, they want to establish a digital ID for everybody out there in order to have the right to work. I don't know if anybody has filled out a job application recently in the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years plus. I think they're all already digital. I think your information is already digital. You got to go out there and you fill out your information, and then you put it into a computer, and it digitizes your picture and all your information on your driver's license or on your ID card and on your passport, and it's all in a computerized digital system. So you already have a digital ID. Why the heck do you want to cross boundaries of more people's privacy? I mean, you already have all of our information is already digitized. Look at all these shows and all these documentaries on how they sell all of our information. Like they already have it out there. We're already a digital ID. I don't get it. I think you should be more you should have to check in if you travel places. I think when you travel places, which you already do also, but they're trying to make a new name for it so they can really control you out in the open, and then then we just have ultimate no privacy, but just out in the open. But when you should travel, you should have some kind of when you go to Cedar Point or you go somewhere, you get a stamp or you get a bracelet, and then when you go home, you can take the shit off. That way where I'm at. If I'm over in Italy or if I'm over in Paris, you guys will know what I'm doing over there. Man, this guy really likes pizza. You know what I mean? And so that's all I'm saying. There can be different ways, because I feel like all of our IDs and information is already digitized. So I feel like making it a new title to cross I feel like that when they do this, it's going to make a way to cross other boundaries. And that's why I feel like we shouldn't agree with it, because we're already all digitized. Everything's all digital. Your phone is now carrying your wallet. People, just got to tap their card on shit. It's already digital. I don't understand what the next level is. And I don't think I want no microchip in me or no digital tattoo, Mr. Gates. I don't want none of that shit. I don't know if you do, but come on. But if we just figure a way, I'm saying, you go to Chuck E. Cheese with your kids at a birthday, they put a stamp on there and it's got all your kids' serial numbers on there, so nobody can take that serial number on your kid. And then when you go home, you wash the shit off. What's the big problem in that? Everybody come through and the cops come through, where you at? You just put up your fucking wristband and shit. I'm American. I'm from Portugal or whatever the hell. And I mean, that would be better. Then you can just take the shit off, or just make us believe that we are taking it off and you ain't tracking us no more. That would be easier. That'd be a lot easier, people of government. Well, my name is Timmy, and this has been another episode of Ment Event News. Till next time, humans. See ya.